Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're feeling the pinch when your electricity bill arrives, you're not alone. This summer, Americans are bracing for an average electricity bill of $784. That's a jump of over 6% from last year and a staggering $287 more than a decade ago. Your power bill is now rising faster than grocery prices, with electricity costs jumping 4.5% compared to groceries 2.2% last year. And experts warn this trend won't slow down anytime soon, even outpacing overall inflation through 2026. So what's going on? And more importantly, what can you do about it? Let's get into it. The reasons behind these soaring energy costs are multifaceted. Widespread rate hikes across the nation are a primary driver. Many utilities began implementing significant increases in late 2024, continuing into 2025. For instance, Philadelphia residents served by PECO faced a 10% rate increase in January 2025, followed by an additional 12.5% kick-in on June 1st. In Pennsylvania, utilities like PPL and MetEd have seen price increases of up to 16% on their residential bills since early June. Utilities are paying significantly more to secure enough electricity to meet future demand, and these elevated costs are directly passed on to you. Next, our aging national electric infrastructure is a significant factor. Much of the grid needs massive investment for upgrades, modernization, and storm resilience. Utilities are pouring billions into these essential improvements, but these capital expenditures inevitably get recouped through higher rates on your monthly bill. This is compounded by increasingly frequent and intense extreme weather events. Storms are hitting harder and more often, leading to costly repairs and further strain on the system, directly impacting service reliability and driving up operational expenses that also contribute to your bill. For example, PPL service area has already experienced more than double the storm count this year compared to last, marking a record-setting period. A third major contributor is the skyrocketing cost of natural gas, the largest source of U.S. electricity generation. Data from the Energy Information Administration projects that natural gas deliveries to power plants this summer between June and September will cost a whopping 50% more than they did last year. This isn't solely domestic. Growing U.S. liquefied natural gas exports push domestic prices toward global market levels. This fundamental cost increase for fuel directly translates to higher electricity generation prices. Perhaps one of the most significant and often overlooked drivers is the explosive growth of artificial intelligence and the massive data centers that power it. These facilities are essentially vast warehouses filled with energy-hungry computer servers, powering everything from cloud computing to the AI features now being integrated into countless products. Their electricity consumption has tripled in the past decade and is projected to double or even triple again by 2028, consuming up to 12% of total U.S. electricity by then, up from 4.3% in 2023. To put that in perspective, the power demands of AI data centers alone could equal the electricity needs of 20 million homes by 2030. States across the country are actively competing to attract these tech giants, and while this brings economic development, it also places immense pressure on local grids, requiring costly upgrades and capacity expansions, with consumers often bearing the bulk of these expenses. As we digitize our lives, demand grows and rates likely climb. This isn't just an abstract concern, it's a profound financial burden. This summer's average bill of $784 is just that, an average. In some southern states with warmer climates like Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas, projected summer energy bills could hit an average of $996. The impact is particularly severe for low-income Americans, for whom energy bills account for about 8.6% of their monthly income, 3 times higher than for other tax brackets. As of March 2025, American households collectively owe a staggering $24 billion in utilities, up from $17.5 billion just 2 years prior. Nearly 1 in 6 households, about 21.2 million families, are behind on energy payments. The risk of losing service due to non-payment is not just inconvenient. In particularly warm climates, prolonged heat exposure without air conditioning can pose serious health risks, including respiratory failure or heart attacks. Fortunately, 17 states and Washington, D.C. offer protections against electricity shutoffs for late payments. So, what steps can you take to mitigate these rising costs and regain control over your energy budget? Firstly, control your electricity usage. It's the most direct way to influence your bill. Weatherize your home. Simple yet incredibly effective improvements include adding insulation and sealing drafty windows and doors. These measures not only reduce energy consumption, but also help maintain a more comfortable indoor temperature and can even even improved indoor air quality. If you're a low-income individual or renter, don't despair. Pennsylvania, for example, offers various programs like the Low-Income Usage Reduction Program and Multifamily Weatherization Assistance Program, helping with energy-saving installations, sometimes even with landlord permission. Organizations like the Philadelphia Energy Authority also work to reach low-income households with assistance. Adjust your thermostat strategically. During the hot summer months, setting your thermostat to 78 degrees Fahrenheit when home for significant savings. When away, consider 85 degrees or turning it off entirely. Every degree makes a difference. Embrace smart habits. Replace air conditioning filters monthly for optimal performance. Keep drapes and shades closed during the day to block out sunlight and heat, reducing the load on your AC. Be mindful of heat-producing appliances. Run clothes dryers and dishwashers in early morning or late evening. Use a microwave instead of a conventional oven when possible. Wash full loads of laundry in cold water. Avoid over-drying. Unplug unused electronics. They draw phantom power. Even basic light bulbs add heat, so only use what's needed. Secondly, if your state allows it, shop around for electricity suppliers. Pennsylvania, for example, has retail electricity choice, empowering residents to pick who generates their electricity. You can compare rates per kilowatt hour from different suppliers, or even opt for renewables like wind and solar. While your local regulated utility maintains a monopoly on delivering the electricity to your home, you might find a cheaper offer for the generation portion of your bill. Be incredibly cautious and diligent when reviewing competitive supplier contracts. Some plans might charge a higher rate than your utility's default rate. Others may have different rates for peak versus off-peak hours, or lock you into long-term contracts that become undesirable if the default rate drops. Always use trusted tools like your state's official Power Switch website to compare offers and avoid deceptive marketing tactics. Thirdly, for homeowners, consider installing rooftop solar panels. Solar economics are increasingly favorable as panel costs fall steadily, especially with rising electricity rates. Many states, including Pennsylvania, have advantageous net metering rules. Crediting you for excess solar power, your system feeds back into the grid. Imagine generating more power than you use. Those extra kilowatt hours become credits on your next bill, effectively reducing or eliminating your electricity cost. Federal and state tax incentives are available to offset the substantial upfront expense. While not every property has a suitable roof for solar installation, considering size, strength, and sun exposure, third-party solar options also exist. In this model, a company installs and owns the panels, charging a fixed, typically cheaper rate for the electricity produced. Barbara Allen, a long-term Washingtonian, saw her Pepco bill drop from $500 to $600 a month to under $90 after installing solar, a testament to the potential savings. Fourth, voice your concerns and engage with your state's Public Utility Commission. In Pennsylvania, local electric utilities are regulated by the PUC. You can file formal complaints about rate hikes or attend public input hearings. These hearings are your opportunity to voice your concerns, argue against utility expenditures like lobbying costs utilities sometimes recoup, or influence policy decisions. It's crucial to pay attention to proceedings concerning new electric rates and regulations for large load customers like data centers. Your input can help determine which costs are shouldered by these massive operations and which ultimately wind up on every Pennsylvanian's electric bill. Filing comments to advocate for a fair rate-sharing plan can make a difference. The reality is, electricity demand and prices will likely continue their ascent as our lives become more digitized and AI expands. Understanding these factors and proactively implementing strategies for managing your energy use and choices are crucial to keeping your household budget manageable. Stay informed, stay smart, and remember, every bit of energy saved and every informed decision adds up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time here on the channel.